What's good, everybody on YouTube? This is your boy Akil McLeod, and I'm a full-time eBay and Poshmark seller. And in today's video, I want to give you guys 5 tips on what to do and what not to do when sourcing. So if you guys are interested in these kind of videos, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, the first thing you want to do when it comes to sourcing, and when I say sourcing, that literally just means wherever it is that you pick up your inventory to resell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari.
A few moments later.
Whatever, the first thing you want to do is research your items while you're there. You don't want to purchase the item and then do your research when you get home, because sometimes we might use our better judgment and just say, oh yeah, this is fine, I'll sell it. But then the market has changed, the prices may have went down. You know, the item that you thought it was really isn't that. So in order to combat that, what I like to do is I like to do my research right there, pull out my phone and do it right there on the spot before I spend any money and before I waste any time. That way I'm making sure that I'm making a good purchase, and the odds of me selling that item definitely doubles, because you know, I already know what the market value is and I know exactly what it is that I'm picking up. But like I said, what you want to do is that you want to make sure that you're doing your research, whether it's you're at a yard sale, in a thrift store, whatever. You want to make sure that you're looking up the item, you're checking the soles, you're checking, you know, the model number, and you're just doing all the research that you can do. If you can't find any sold listings on eBay, you might want to do a quick Google check before you put it up on eBay, Poshmark, and wherever else that you guys like to sell things on. That's the number one thing for me, is to do research before you leave. What I like to do is sometimes if it's an item that if it's a brand I've never seen before, as soon as I pick it up, I'm just going to look it up. And other times I might wait until I get in the line, especially if it's a long line, and I might just do my research while I'm waiting in line. That way I'm not wasting any time. And if I see any damages or any flaws while I'm waiting in line, I'll just toss it off to the side. But preferably what you want to do is to always go to a well-lit area. That way you can see if there's any holes, any stains, any damages, because a lot of these thrift stores, you know, they're kind of dark. So you just want to make sure that you're in a well-lit area, whether you might have to pull out your phone and turn the flashlight on, whatever it is that you need to ensure you're not picking up anything with any damages. Because even though you could wash out stains at home, you know, with a Tide pen or whatever the case is, you just want to make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into before you get home and there's any surprises. Next thing on the list is to truly inspect the shoes. There's been so many times that I've picked up a pair of shoes once I got home and the size tag was missing. Sometimes there was some separation within the midsole and the uppers, and you know, stuff like that is usually just a waste of money and a waste of time. So anytime I pick up shoes, especially boots, I would just try to bend the shoes and make sure that it's not crumbling or it's not any separation or anything like that, because trust me, the amount of times that that's happened to me, and it still happens to me to this day, because I might pick up a brand and get really excited, and then once I get home I'll see that it's damaged. So next time you're sourcing for shoes, do the bend test, make sure the size tag is in there, check the bottoms and make sure there aren't any holes on the bottom of the shoe, and that way you won't be wasting any money and won't be wasting any time. Next thing on my list is to inspect for stains and alterations. Now, I actually did a video on things to avoid when sourcing, so I'll definitely went way more in depth in that video. So if you guys are interested in that one, I'll put that in the cards and in the description below. But definitely what you want to do, like I said earlier, is to put your items out in a well-lit area and just inspect for any stains or any holes or anything like that. Because there are some times that I might pick up something that may be a little damaged, but know that item still has value. Similar to that Willis & Geiger jacket that I sold this month. And I sold that jacket for about 140 bucks, something like that. But the cuffs definitely had a lot of signs of wear, but I still knew that jacket was valuable, so I picked it up. So if there's things like that, you know, you might want to use your better judgment, but at the same time, you don't want to buy a shirt that might have a hole or a stain in the armpit that you really can't get rid of. So like I said, you want to make sure that you inspect for stains and things like that. Going right along in terms of that, where I said checking for stains and alterations, the next tip that I have for you guys, and hear me out, this might sound a little weird, but what I like to do is I like to bring measuring tape with me. Now this usually helps me, especially when I'm sourcing for pants. Now pants is something that I used to stray away from because it's a little trickier to sell. But ever since I started bringing measuring tape, if the pant measurements say 30 by 32 and I check the inseam and the inseam is actually like a 29, that'll let me know that the pants have been hemmed, and I just won't pick up those pants. So definitely bring a measuring tape with you anytime you're going sourcing, because that just helps you make sure that you're not picking up items that have been previously altered and can be a lot harder to sell on eBay or on Poshmark. Now, next thing on the list, and this might sound a little weird because sometimes I wait till I get home to do this, but I think it might be a good idea to actually bring a Tide stain pen with you if you see anything with a stain. Now, when I was thrifting a couple days ago, I actually saw this one woman pull out a Tide stain pen and literally started cleaning the shirt just to make sure that the stain could come out. And you could just see her like light up as the stain came out, and she just threw it in her cart and she was happy. So that just gave me the whole idea for this video, because after seeing her, I was like, okay, she's definitely a seasoned veteran. She's been thrifting for years. She knows what she's doing. So I figured I'd share that tip with you all, just so that you know if you're going sourcing, carry a Tide stain pen with you, because if you see a shirt or a pants or a jacket that might have a stain, that Tide stain pen really works wonders, and you might be able to get that stain out before you even leave the store. So definitely carry a Tide stain pen with you while you're sourcing. And last but not least, of course, I wanted to throw in an extra bonus for you guys, and that is to make sure that you take your time while thrifting. I said this in a previous video. There were a ton of resellers in my thrift store the other day, and they were all rushing to the new racks trying to pick up stuff to resell. And they just passed on a Free People's jacket that I easily could get about $70 to $80 for. And they passed on some Lululemon shorts because the tag was ripped out, so they didn't even realize that it was Lululemon. And these type of stuff happen all the time. Sometimes if I see other resellers and I see them trying to shuffle through the racks, I might just go right behind them and just, you know, wait until I pick up some of the stuff that they may have missed, or things that they might not have even known about. So definitely take your time while you're sourcing, because you don't want to rush. And if you are trying to do something like, you know, a really quick run through, still try to designate a specific area in the store that you're going to check. You can't check the entire thrift store in 10 minutes. So you want to make sure that, you know, like I said, take your time, inspect the item, make sure there aren't any stains, because you might be in a rush and try to pick up something really quick, and once you get home, then you'll notice the stains and damages and things like that. So like I said, take your time and do the research while you're in the store. Alright y'all, so that's all I have for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if there's any tips that I might have forgotten, definitely drop it in the comment section, because you already know I love to learn from you guys as well. So like I said, if there's anything I might have forgotten, drop it in the comment section and I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.